This your light is really good for this kind of thing.
Don't give an effect.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining in early. Good morning, Ms. Barry. I can see you here. So we'll wait for a couple of minutes for others to join us before we begin. So let's all just stay muted, please. Emmanuel and Anna, please stay muted. I'll wait for others to join us. Okay? Thank you. Hello, Emmanuel. Just please mute your mic. Emmanuel, please mute your mic. You can hear me.
My mouth, I'm on
Mike,
mute
yes,
already. I'm on mute.
but I can still hear you. You need to mute your mic.
My
Thank
mic.
you. Just click on the mute button. Okay, fantastic.
Done.
Thank you. So we're going to mute everybody now. Mute everybody now so that you can have the same meeting. Okay, so good morning, everybody. We are quite few right now, but we'll begin anyways because we need to keep to time. I want to welcome everybody for being here. For our teenagers who have been with us for the past 2 weeks, it's fantastic. I must commend your effort. You guys have been wonderful. You know, you've showed up and you've engaged thoroughly on the platforms and with your tutors. And so we really appreciate you guys. Thank you and well done. And for our guests, if you're a guest in here, welcome to Skill Up for Teenagers 2020 live session. We are very happy to have you all here. So we have our guest mentor here with us, Ms. Barra. But before I introduce her, I would love to say a few things about what Olatayo Educate is all about. So the Olatayo Educate is an initiative of the Olatayo Foundation. And the foundation is concerned with grooming lives, you know, for excellence through quality education, empowerment, and enlightenment. We believe that the prosperity of Africa depends entirely on, you know, the quality investment of our people. So that is why we do what we do here today. Our flagship project was founded in Bauchi State on the 28th of April 2016 by our founder, Olatayo Adedoyin, who is absent today, unavoidably. She had to be somewhere, but I'm sure in our next live session, she'll be here with us. So here in Olatayo Educate, we are concerned, you know, with helping teenagers in public secondary school learn skills that normally they would not be taught in the four corners of the classroom. That is why we are here. So our mission is quite simple. Our mission, you know, is to enable access to learning opportunities that are not available in a traditional classroom environment for you, okay? Because those skills are essential rather. And you know, we want you guys to learn those skills so that you can be global citizens. So we want to groom teenagers who are confident, who have high emotional intelligence, who can speak publicly and speak their minds and communicate with the audience, you know. So that's exactly what Olatayo Educate is all about. Yes. So right now we have Ms. Barra here with us, and I'm happy, you know, to have Ms. Barra here. I've known her, for about 3 years now. We used to work in the same place before she potted, she moved on. And I must say, Ms. Guara is an excellent teacher and a fantastic writer. So she's excellent. She's fantastic. So before, I would just love to read Ms. Guara's biography. So Ms. Guara is the founder of Kids Write Zone. Born out of a passion for writing, Kids Write Zone is a children's writing club targeted towards helping children build and develop literary skills that will help them become great writers, as well as improving their writing and reading skills. She enjoys teaching children, training teachers, and has built a career in the teaching profession for over 7 years. She has taught in well-known British schools and is currently a middle manager in the school where she works. She has a first degree in Educational Foundation / English Studies from the University of Port Harcourt and a PGCE from the University of Nottingham, UK, as well as short courses cutting across different disciplines in education. She is a Christian who loves reading, singing, and teaching in the youth ministry. So without further ado, I would love to welcome Ms. Bara Morin into our midst. So I think now we can unmute our mics and say, welcome, Ms. Bara, if that's possible. Welcome, Ms. Bara. We're happy to have you here.
Good morning, Alice.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
So we'll just go back to mute everybody.
I may not be this one. When you send tell me I work on it, they always switch off. Go.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Alice. Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to be here this morning. What is life about if not sharing with others? What is the whole essence of knowledge? If we do not share what we know with others, then there's no essence. If Einstein did not reproduce himself in someone else before he left Earth, then I don't know what was the purpose of all he did, because it means everything he did died with him, and that's not what life is about. Even God, our creator, as well, made man, and he put everything about himself into man so we could reproduce him. Okay, so we could do everything he knows how to do. And that's the essence of humanity. So I'm really happy, and I'm happy for the privilege to be here this morning. Thank you very much. Yes, so Miss Alice, I've been trying to share my screen, but I've not been enabled. Okay, so you just enable me to share my screen. Okay, it's saying Olatayo Educate is the host, so I think she needs to enable me to share my screen.
Yes, it's Bara. Just give us a second. We are doing that now. Yeah.
Okay, so while that is still coming up, I can see a lot of teenagers already. Nice to see you all. Henna, Joy, Oyediran, Mao.
Yeah, so we still have a couple of them who are struggling with their microphone.
Okay.
So we have Emmanuel, and Damilola and Joseph. You have to click on the link that says join with audio. Please try that.
Okay, done.
Thank you. Emmanuel, Igbani, and Joseph, please try that. So can you share your screen now, Ms. Bara? Do you want to check? Ms. Bara, you are muted. We can't hear you. You're muted.
Okay, I said, let me help the person to show how to enable me. You would need to, on the share screen, you'll see a little arrow beside that share screen. It's the host that will see that. A little arrow beside share screen. You'll see one participant to share screen, multiple participants to share screen. Click on multiple, then I'll be able to.
Enable.
Yes, I can do it now. Yes, I can now. Thank you. Okay, so if you can't see my screen or anything like that, please let me know. Okay, thank you. Okay, so since I'm not hearing any opposition, so I believe you can all see my screen. Trying to show my full slide. Let me hide this. Okay. So this morning we're here to talk about how to develop good creative writing skills. Now, one would think, okay, maybe it's for teachers or maybe it's for whoever. No, it's not for me. It's just, I'm not a writer. No, the generation or the century we live in now, believe me, everyone needs to be able to write, at least one form of writing or the other. You should be able to express yourself both in oral form and in written form. Is expected of any person, both in your professional work or in anything you do. You should be able to write and write creatively. These days, there are people who have become stars, have become popular just for what? Writing articles on Facebook. There's some people I know today, I've never met them face to face, but just from reading what they write on Facebook, you are like, oh, you would like to see this person. And surprisingly, they do it for fun. They didn't start it intentionally. They just started it for fun, and it has taken them so far. We're not in those times anymore that I would say, okay, I'll be a banker, that's all, or I'll be a teacher, that's all, or I'll be a doctor, that's all. No, we're gone beyond those times. Now, if a doctor wants to be visible, if he wants to be seen online, if he wants to be relevant in the virtual community, he must be able to write. He must be able to. Now, when we say write, we don't mean, okay, he will start writing how to cure brain cancer, how to, no. But at least to present himself, talk about his experiences, because the virtual community right now, very soon, if not already, is practically ruling the physical community. There are lots of people we know online that we've never met face to face. Well, from their articles, from what they write, from things they put up. Okay, let me give a practical example. Who has met Oprah? Let me not say Nigerian because everybody may say, okay, I've met in Nigeria. Who has met Oprah? Has anyone met Oprah here? If I see someone that has met Oprah here, I think I'll take your phone number at the end of the meeting. It means you are doing well. So we've not met her, but how come we know her? From reading about her, from seeing her online, from watching videos about her. That's how far you can go if you have a virtual presence. So you can't have a virtual presence by going online to write wrong grammar, wrong sentences, errors in spellings and all the, it won't fly. It won't fly. Nobody, even yourself, you won't want to read that. So how do we develop good creative writing skills? So Ms. Alice has already introduced me, so I don't need to bore you with that anymore. So I'm going to read two quotes. First one, the worst thing you write is better than the best thing you didn't write. The worst thing you write is better than the best thing you didn't write. Now, let me make this class real. Joseph William, what do you understand by this quote? Joseph William. I think he's unmuted. So, Joseph, you can please speak. Hello, Joseph. You should just should I call it a warning or note of warning? Miss Barra I'm not a lecturer, I'm a teacher. So if you think that today you're going to hide somewhere and not say anything, you're joking. Get ready to speak in one way or the other. You must get ready to speak. So because I believe if I'm the only one talking, maybe learning isn't going on. So let me hear from, is Joy there? If Joseph is not connected, can I hear Joy? And Joy,
Yes,
hello. Hi, Joy.
good morning, ma.
Good morning. So, Joy, what do you understand by the worst thing you write is better than the best thing you didn't write?
The worst thing you write is better than the best thing you didn't write.
Yes.
It means at least you've written something down. It's better than not putting any effort at all.
Perfect. Perfect. So, please, if I call you to share anything, don't feel like Ms. Barra wants to hear one thesis or one project work. No, just your basic understanding. Thank you. So at least you tried, at least you wrote something. It's when you write something, we'll be able to comment or critique or say, oh, this is not good. But if you did not even write anything, we would not even be able to critique anything. We would not be able to judge anything. It's just like a person that says, I'm a perfect swimmer. Please come and get me. I know how to swim. But we've never seen you in the pool. You've not even shot a video of yourself swimming so that we say, okay, oh, she's right. She knows how to swim. So the worst thing you write, no matter what, even if you write something and people say, what is this? Who wrote this jargon? Is better. You are better than somebody who didn't even write at all. So if maybe you're here thinking, no, me, I'm not a writer. No, believe me, forget that. The worst thing you write is better than the best thing you didn't write. The second quote says, start writing no matter what. The water doesn't flow until the faucet is turned on. The water doesn't flow until the faucet is turned on. What's this saying? It's saying that if you think you're going to get, let me use that word flow. If you think, oh, I'll just pick my paper and I will start, and someone will read and say, wow, was it Chimamanda that wrote this? Was this, oh, wow, was it Wole Soyinka that wrote? You are joking, you're kidding yourself. It's the more you keep doing it, the more you keep doing it. It's just like everything, riding a bike, singing, all skills have the same rule. Practice. All skills have the same rule. Practice. In fact, go and find out the most talented or the most skilled in any profession is simply the person who practices a lot. When you read up about people like Messi, Ronaldo, you know that those are the people that they are on the pitch, they beg them to leave. They don't leave. They are not the ones who they would get news on they will see on the news and they would say, oh, they caught him in a nightclub. And those are not the people you'd see because they are so disciplined. Practice and practice and practice. So start writing no matter what. Start writing no matter what. So let's start with a quick activity. Now, everybody send me a chat. I want you to write one lie and one true statement about yourself. So we're not just saying, write about what? Start from there. This just makes, I think this is just like a sentence or two sentences would make up this. So I'm expecting your chats. Write a lie and a true statement about yourself. Please, because I said write a true statement doesn't mean you now write, oh, I'm a good girl, I'm a good boy. No. Be creative, Write a lie. Okay, some people will say, I'm very neat. Okay, no. I'm waiting. Write a lie and write a true statement about yourself. I'm waiting. You know you have to be quick because Zoom is timed. It's not like face-to-face. You have to put the two. Damilola, write both statements together. So we would have to do the work of picking out which one is a lie and which one is true. So I'm waiting. Damilola says she smiles a lot. Is that the truth? Or is that a lie? You know, there's some people that frown a lot. It's just natural. You have to beg them to smile. I'm a bad boy. Oyediran, is that a lie or the truth? Okay, keep it coming. I hate rice, but I eat rice a lot. Okay. I wonder which. Okay, that's good. That's good. I mean, like this is the writing we're talking about. This is writing. So it starts with this one sentence, two sentences. But think how creative you want to be. Someone is writing on my screen. This is what happens when I'm teaching my primary one children. Is there somebody in primary one here? I don't think so. Please don't write on my screen. This is what I beg my children in primary one not to do. Stop writing on my screen. I will call your mommy. Please. I don't think I should call someone's mommy. Please just wipe it off and don't touch the screen again. So Miss Alice, please, the host, help me clean the mark on the screen.
Okay.
So charts, I live at Lekki. Emmanuel. You know there's Lekki. Someone said there's Lekki and there's Lekki. There's the inner Lekki, there's the outer Lekki. Like Ibeju Lekki is Lekki. Aja is Lekki. Where do you live? Where is Lekki now? Joy, I'm fair in complexion. Okay. I've seen you. I think I've seen you some minutes ago. I don't think you are fair, so that should be the lie. Okay. I am very Damilola. False. I smile a lot. Okay. That's good. That's good. So thank you. Those are simple things to do to spark your writing. Okay. These are simple things. Okay, I've cleaned it. I think I was able to. I've cleaned it. Thank you. Okay, so these are simple activities you could do to spark up your writing. So let's do another one. Now put on your imagination spectacles. Miss Barra already has her spectacles on. So, and complete this statement. If I had known then what I know now, I would never have spark your creativity. Let me hear from Olatayo. Is that okay? Olatayo, seems like our network is frozen. So let me try Mesoma. Is Mesoma there?
Our speaker is not connected yet. Trying to get her.
That's Mesoma. Okay, I hope they can all hear me. Okay, let me take Joseph's screen has gone blank. So let me take Emmanuel. Emmanuel Oyediron, spark your creativity. Yes, spark your creativity. If I had known then what I know now, I would never have.
I missed it. Let me just miss it. Should I type it?
No, just say it. Just say it.
Okay. If I had known then, I wouldn't have missed it. Let me just say missed it.
Missed it. Okay. I think you can spark up your creativity more than that. Just missed it. Just missed it. Okay, let me give you my own. If I had known then what I know now, I would never have fallen in love with that boy from Oyo State. So, Emmanuel, can you see the difference between yours and mine? So spark it more, spark it more. Before I'll come back to you, yes, who else is here? So missed it. The difference between your missed it and my own is it's a very wide gap. So let me take Godwin. Godwin Mawuton.
If I had known.
Yes, I can see the difference.
Okay, let me hear from Godwin. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Godwin, is that okay? Godwin? I can hear you.
If I had known then, I would have never trusted the dog not to bite me. No, if I had known better than I know then.
Don't confuse yourself. If I had known then what I know now, I would never have trusted the dog not to bite me.
Okay.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you. You can mute. Once you're done speaking, please mute your device again. Please is available for answer. Okay, I think Deborah Momo. Hello, Deborah. Hello, Deborah. Okay. Can I take Damilola? Since I've not heard from Deborah, can I take Damilola? Unmute your device, Damilola. Okay. Yes, Damilola, please complete it. Okay.
Never made
Okay,
If I
Damilola,
don't
go
then well,
again.
I'll never have been where I am today.
Okay, I would never have been where I am today. People are so serious, so I would never have been where I am today. I would never have missed it. You will not miss it in Jesus' name. Amen. Fire. Make it interesting. You didn't hear my own. Let me say mine again. If I had known then what I know now, I would never have trusted that Oyo boy with my heart. Eh? If I had known then, I'm sure Emmanuel might say, if I had known then what I know now, I would never have given her my ATM card, believing that it would return with the same amount. So let me hear Joseph. Joseph looks like he's ready to speak now. Joseph William. Yes, let me hear you, Joseph.
I don't then I will have not crossed the road.
You would have not crossed. I say people are very serious. So these teenagers here are really serious people. You would not have crossed the road. Okay, that's nice. That's still nice too. So like I said, you have to challenge yourself to be really think unusual. Think unusual. Okay, so if you want to write creative or you want to be a creative person, think unusual thoughts. Okay, last icebreaker before we go into our main topic. Now put on your thinking hats, like year one will tell them, put on your thinking hats. You wake up and realize that everything is backward. It isn't until you look into the mirror that you understand why. What did you see? Think. Send me a chat. For this one, you would need to send me a chat because I think it would need some serious thinking. Oh, Damilola, if I'd known then what I know now, I wouldn't have been where I am today. Very serious, serious guy. Yeah. Nice one, still nice. So send me a chart of this answer. You wake up and realize that everything is backward. It isn't until you look into the mirror that you understand why. What do you think you would see in the mirror that would make you realize that everything is backward? What do you think you would see? Send me your answer. So I'll be waiting for that as we go into what we're doing today. Now, our objective for this lesson, what's our objective? Our objective for this lesson is to define creative writing, examine forms of writing, explain shared writing as a tool for creative writing, and we will also try out shared writing together, and we'll list the strategies needed to be a creative writer. There are strategies for everything we do. You want to cook or you want to make eba, there's a strategy for that. You want to make semo or pap, there's a strategy. And that's why you see that some people are 50 years old, they can't make pap. There's a strategy for it. If you don't know it, you won't make a very nice one. Okay, so we're going to learn some of those strategies. I'm still looking out for the chart. I've not still seen any chart of what you would see in the mirror that would make you know that time has gone backwards. Okay, so what is creative writing? What is creative writing? Let me hear one or two people try, or let me just get one. Yes, who wants to try? Your Zoom app has an icon. If you click on one of the icons there, it says raise hand. If you can click on raise hand if you want to share, okay? So that in case I don't want to call just one set of people. So if you want to share, please kindly use that icon called raise hand. There's an icon on your screen that says raise hand. If you click on it, I'll see your hand up. So who wants to try? What is creative writing? I'm sure you have an idea. Even it may not be a dictionary idea, but you definitely have an idea. Okay. So who wants to try? Yes, who wants to try?
So we have 2 hands up already.
Oh, okay. Yes, who are they?
We have 2 hands. So you have Joseph William and
Creative writing is way of.
Okay, so Joseph, what is creative writing?
It's a way of shared thoughts.
Again? You said it's a way of shared what?
It's a way of sharing thoughts.
Oh, sharing thoughts. Okay, it's a means of sharing your thoughts. Lovely.
Sharing thoughts.
Yes, thank you. Yes, Alice, who's the next person? Okay. Enoch. Okay, Enoch. Yes, what is creative writing? Sorry.
Okay, from my own opinion, creative writing is an art or act of showcasing one's feeling, emotion, or mind, either to one
Okay.
another or to a congregation.
Okay, I like that. A congregation. So creative writing, thank you. It's a means of sharing. It's an art. Sorry, you said it's an art. Okay, it's an art. Lovely, lovely. Of sharing your thoughts, your feelings. Okay. Is there any other hand up again? Please, once you're done speaking, always remember to mute your device, mute it back again. Thank you. Okay, so thank you for those who have shared. Lovely. Don't ever feel shy to share your thoughts. Don't ever feel shy to. Okay, so now let's look at what is creative writing. But before we look at what is creative writing, we must first look at what is writing, because there's something called writing, then we'll say creative writing. Now, writing is a form of communication, or like you said, an art of communicating. What are you communicating? You're communicating your ideas, feelings. You're trying to persuade people. You're trying to convince people, okay? According to White and And, they said we are able to share ideas, rouse feelings, persuade or convince other people through writing. So writing is an activity. It's a skill. It's an activity and it's a skill. Anything you need to learn to do is a skill. So writing is a skill. Now, what about creative writing? Creative writing is a form of artistic. It's artistic. Like he said, it's an art. It's artistic because it requires imagination. It requires careful thinking. So it is an art. The way a painter needs a brush and he would have something in his mind, he would carefully think about something in his mind before he raises his brush to paint. So a creative writer needs to think carefully, but this time he's not using a paintbrush, he's using a pen or a pencil. And what's he doing? He's pouring his imagination. A lot of movies we watch these days come from stories. Harry Potter. Before we watched Harry Potter as a movie, it was once a book. Or is it the popular Game of Thrones? It was once a book. So imagine if the author did not do a good job of writing such a brilliant story. Imagine how would someone have even thought of making it into a movie? So Joy has shared, lovely. This is another thing you can do in case I don't call you. Okay, please, you can also share your thoughts through chat. Enna Joy says, creative writing is the ability to think and put down your imagination, thoughts, views, and opinions down in the form of words, okay? In the form of words written down, okay? Lovely, thank you, Joy. So it's a form of putting down your words through your imagination, okay? Now, creative writing is an art of making things up. So should I say that liars will make good creative writers? I don't know. I didn't tell you that, so, but sometimes it's a form of lying. They tell you, okay, write about your last vacation for summer. You know that you have not been anywhere for summer before. The best you've traveled is Oshodi. You've not traveled before. So what would you have to do? You will make it up. You make things up. Although some students will tell you, but I've never been there before. You don't need to be there. Make it up. Okay? So this type of writing is far from professional writing now. We're not saying, oh, come and write about, no, creative writing, it has to do a lot with making things up. Okay? And it includes writing fiction, non-fiction. What is fiction? Fiction is make-believe, a story that is made up, not real. Non-fiction is a story that is real. Okay, so things like magazines, articles, okay, newspapers, articles, those are non-fiction. Or reports are non-fiction as well. Horror, crime, biographies, there's biography, there's autobiography. Biographies are stories about a person written by someone else. So for example, if I want to write about Joseph William, if I write about Joseph William, his life and everything about him, then it's a biography. But if Joseph William writes it by himself, it's called an autobiography, okay? Screenwriting, script writing, these are jobs that people make from being able to make things up. You watch an interesting movie, know that somebody wrote it, somebody sat down, that's a lot of work. Even, I don't think I'm there yet with that kind of work. a lot of imagination to come up with such stories. So creative writing is the art of making things up. Now, why creative writing? Why is it important? It's important for these reasons. One, to entertain, to foster artistic expression, to explore functions and values of writing, to stimulate imagination, to clarify thinking, to search for identity, to learn to read and write. So like I gave an example, a doctor, the fact that one is a doctor who works in, which clinic will I give now? Maybe he works in St. Nicholas, doesn't mean that he can't write on his LinkedIn profile or on his Facebook account. The more he writes and people see that, wow, this guy is really creative with his thoughts. He's so interesting. Or it's funny. Some it's just that it's funny. And what happens? A lot of people want to hear you. You become popular. I'm sure you know of people like Taoma. People like Taoma, people like Maraji. Those people these days, they form their career out of these things. What do you think they do most of the time if they are not shooting that video? What do you think they are doing? Yes, I want someone to guess. I'm sure there's nobody here that will say they don't know Taoma. Yes, Godwin.
Writing scripts.
What if she's not making video? What is she doing?
She should be writing scripts for the next
Lovely.
video.
Lovely. That's what she's doing, writing scripts. Thank you. Thank you. If she's not making those videos, she's writing scripts. And what do you think those script writing entails? Thinking. Thinking. It's so funny and you laugh. Ha, ha, ha. But imagine somebody sat down to think of a story, very short story, very short. How long are those videos? 3 minutes, 2 minutes. But yet they make you laugh. And those things pull views. Some of them 700 views, 500 views. And it's from those views they are making money. So don't think she's just in her house making you laugh for laughing's sake. They are making money. So don't just take this opportunity.
Ma?
Please mute
Ben,
your
ma.
device. So don't take this opportunity you're having today like, okay, I'm learning to write because of my WAEC, because of my jam. That was the thought process we had those days. If we had known better, we would have taken some of these things serious. But thankfully, some people didn't wait to graduate or whatever before they realize the value of these things. Look at what's that other guy's name? Macaroni. Just from Adam, I just saw that he just served. He just served not too long ago. So imagine, I'm very positive that maybe he did not even study anything linked to what we know him for today. But what brought it up? Thinking and writing creatively. So as they are entertaining you, believe me, they are making money. And not only money, they are getting an identity. People are knowing them. The whole world, you'll be shocked that somebody in Canada knows them. So like I said, don't even think it's just, and that's why I didn't mention comedians first. Don't think, if I want to do it, means I want to be a joker. You mustn't be a joker. You can be a doctor or a lawyer or a dentist or a nutritionist or a banker. But how would the whole world know you? They would know you through your writing online. Through your writing online. And before you know it, the whole world knows you. They start in, and you know the funniest thing, you know the funniest joke about it. Those people that do those writing online that you know a lot, they are usually not even the best in the field. That's the funniest thing about it all. They are usually not the best. So don't say, okay, I must be one PhD holder, one master's before I know, okay, I'm ready now to write. No. If you can share your experiences in a very nice and creative way, or it could be in a funny way, believe me, you'll become popular. These days, you don't need to work so hard to be popular, but you don't need to work so hard, but you work hard. It's part of it. So let's go to types of writing. Yes, we are talking about creative writing, but you still need to have some knowledge of types of writing. Now let's watch this video before I explain further. Let's watch this video. If you can't hear it, please let me know. Okay. So we just saw, I know there are so many forms of writing, but they put them into 4 major groups. There are many forms, like, oh, there's poetry, there's essay, there's letters, there are so many forms, but they put them into 4 major groups, and they are expository, descriptive, persuasive, and narrative. In that video, they said argumentative. Argumentative is also persuasive, to persuade someone, okay? So those are the 4 major. Please pay close attention to this, because at the end of this, you are going to do a quizzes. I think Emmanuel, mute your device. Thank you. So at the end of this, you're going to have a quizzes. So get ready and pay attention. Okay. Now let's look at the first one. The first one is expository, from the word expose. But we say get the basic word. The root word is expose. When they say they want to expose something, what does it mean? To make everybody know something. So an expository writing is the form of writing that explains or defines using facts. Now that's one difference you should know. The unique feature of an expository writing is that you deal with facts. You're not giving your opinion. So for example, if they tell you write about sea turtles, they don't expect you to start saying, oh, some sea turtles are aggressive, but sometimes when you meet them on a cold day, they are not so aggressive. At that point, you sound like you are giving your opinion. In an expository, and that's why if you want to even look at the aspect of WAEC writing, that's why sometimes some people say, I wrote 5 pages, look at my score. I'm not a WAEC invigilator. I've never done all those, but I can imagine that that's what some people do. They tell you to write a story. It's an expository writing. The next thing you're writing it, and yes, there was a day as we saw a bridge. Maybe they told you write about a bridge. Oh, bridges are very huge structures. I remember the day that my dad took me along Ikoyi Bridge, and at Ikoyi Bridge we saw a madman, but we did not beat the madman. You have entered narrative. You've entered storytelling. So when you're writing an expository writing, you deal with facts. Examples of expository writing are essays, cause and effect essays, recipes, scientific writing, like they tell you write about COVID-19. You should be giving facts. And any fact you're not sure of, don't mention it. Recipes, like how to make this, those are expository writing, okay? How-to manuals, instructions. Now, to do, if you're writing an expository writing, what should you do? Number 1, write about the process. So for example, they tell you write about bridges and bridges, write about bridges. I expect you to also mention the bridges we have in your country, how they make bridges, who is in charge of making bridges in your country and all that. Use facts and figures. Have a logical order and sequence. All writings must have a logical order and sequence. So you don't start bridges. Bridges are beautiful. The engineers that make bridges are happy people. Then you should have an order. You first talk about how they make them before you now talk about, okay, who makes them, facts and figures about them. You should have a logical order and a sequence. You don't just write from here to there, and those are the things actually that makes people say they write 5 pages and and they gave me what? Look at my score at the end of the day. Although this lesson is not about, this talk today is not about WAEC, but it's still part of it. It's still part of it, even in the university. Some people say, I wrote 10 pages. Look at what that man, you did not follow the rules of writing. So these are examples of expository writing. In expository writing, you must mention facts, okay? Next, let me go to descriptive writing. The main purpose, just like the root word for descriptive, the root word for descriptive is what? Describe, okay? The root word for descriptive is describe. Now, the main purpose of a descriptive writing is to describe, simple and short. It paints a picture with words. So you must be able to describe a person, a place, object, or whatever in great detail, okay? Now, examples of descriptive writing: poetry, journals, nature writing. You're writing about something that has to do with nature. Or poetry is one aspect of writing that you have to be descriptive. You need to sound in a certain way that would evoke emotions. So what to do when you're writing a descriptive writing, you need to be poetical. Visualize what you can see, hear, taste, smell, feel. Describe events, places, situations in highly detailed manner. Examples of descriptive writing. Her last smile to me wasn't a sunset. Can you see the words, the use of words? In descriptive writing, you must use words. So that's one of the things I'll talk about in tips for writing. Vocabulary. You must have, there's no writer that, even if it's as small as I'm writing a comedy skit, you must have the right vocabulary. My Uber driver looked like a deflating airbag and sounded like talk radio on repeat. The old man was bent into a capital C, his head leaning so far forward that his beard nearly touched his knobby knees. That's descriptive writing, okay? So next, because I'm looking at my time, persuasive writing. The main purpose is to persuade or convince the reader to accept the writer's point of view. Okay, it's written with emphasis on opinion. So this is where you put a lot of opinion. Even other writing too, like descriptive too, is your opinion. Apart from expository. Persuasive is your opinion. For example, a Coca-Cola advert, they'll say, oh, taste the feeling. Isn't that Coke? I think that's Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling. How am I sure I will taste the feeling if I drink Coke? But if you want to go into advertisement, you would be excellent with persuasive writing. Ability to convince somebody. Now, where do we use persuasive writing? Letters of complaints. For example, you're having an issue in your school with your results or with your community where you live. You can write a letter to the head. It's a persuasive writing. Letter of recommendation, advertisements, newspaper articles, those are persuasive writing because you want the person to agree with you. You have to use a lot of arguments, questionings, reasonings, okay? Ask the reader to take a stand, give recommendations, okay? For example, the death penalty is a good deterrent for criminals, and they ask you to write about that, to write about death penalty. You do a lot of your opinions. Oh, I think the death penalty is too extreme. I think you'll be using more of your opinions, although you are still giving reasons why you believe what you believe, okay? But you're using your opinions. Okay, next but not the least is narrative writing, from the word narrate, to tell a story. Narrative writing deals with telling a story. It uses characters and dialogue. Dialogue means two people talking, having a conversation. You cannot say you are writing a story and there is no narration. Okay? You must be able to tell a story, use characters, dialogues, make up settings. Characters are the people in the story. Setting is the place or time in a story, okay? And narrative writing must have a logical beginning, middle, and end. Now, all stories have beginning, middle, and end, but some brilliant writers start stories with the end. For example, oh, the man fell, and as he fell, his whole world came crumbling down. And that's how the story started. Then you now say, it was 10 years ago when Jack went to catch the beanstalk and it fell on his head. And so you started with the end but it should still be logical. You don't start from the end, then somehow it just looks like the story has ended. There's nothing more coming up. You have, it's an ending, but somehow people, and that's what is called cliffhangers. Cliffhangers are used in narrative writing to make your reader suspense. It creates suspense. People want to say, what happened next? Your soap operas use a lot of cliffhangers. And that's why by the time you end episode 1, season 1, you're already looking for season 2. You start jumping up and down and looking for who has the season 2? Because they ended season 1 in a way that you definitely want to watch season 2. So those are skills. But like I said, don't beat yourself up that, no, me, I can't. It starts from somewhere. Okay? So narrative tells story. So we're going to play a quizzes game. Okay. So I hope you are ready to answer. Why is it not clicking? So I'm going to call you to answer so that so I can be sure that you got some of these forms of writing. So let me share my screen now. So I'll be calling you the way I can see you on my screen. Let me start with Igbani. Is Igbani a student? Igbani, unmute your device. After Igbani, the next is Emmanuel.
Question: a story about the time you got lost at Disneyland. Option 1, expository. Option 2, narrative. Option 3, persuasive.
Igbani, this is your question.
Option 4, descriptive.
Descriptive.
Narrative. You are telling a story. Next.
Question: a web page
Joy.
telling how to create a web page. Option 1, expository.
Joy.
Option 2, descriptive.
Yes, ma'am.
Option 3, persuasive. Option 4, narrative.
Yes, Joy, which one is it?
Expository.
Correct. Next.
Question: the Harry Potter
Who is
books.
in Phoenix Hot 5?
Option 1, narrative. Option 2, expository.
In Phoenix Hot
Option
5.
3, persuasive. Option 4, descriptive.
This question is for you in Phoenix Hot 5. Okay, okay, yes, she has unmuted. Yes, Harry Potter books. Do you know Harry Potter? In Phoenix Hot 5, do you know Harry Potter?
Narrative.
Correct. Next, Oni Ayomide.
Question: a letter to the governor explaining why the tax
Oni.
increase is a bad idea. Option 1, narrative. Option 2, descriptive. Option 3, expository. Option 4, persuasive.
Oni, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what's your answer?
Persuasive.
Correct. Next. Wow, I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
Question: writing in which you record
Miss Oma.
details of a trip taken. Option 1, descriptive.
Miss
Option
Oma.
2, persuasive. Option 3, narrative. Option 4, expository.
Miss Oma, are you there? Okay, I'm not hearing from Miss Oma, so let me call Damilola. Damilola, can you help us with the answer? Miss Oma or Damilola? Okay, they've gone AWOL. So let me call Godwin. Yes, Godwin.
Narrative. Narrative.
Descriptive. You are recording in detail.
I said narrative.
Question: an essay discussing a theme from Romeo and Juliet.
It's descriptive.
Option 1, descriptive.
Okay.
Option
Yes,
2,
it's descriptive.
narrative.
Miss Oma,
Option
are you
3,
there now?
persuasive. Option 4, expository.
Deborah or Miss Oma? Okay,
Narrative.
I can't catch with Grace. It's narrative.
expository. I know, but that was meant to confuse you because
Question: an article attempting to convince readers to boycott a store chain. Option 1, narrative. Option 2, expository. Option 3, persuasive.
I'm not even just hearing from
Option
you,
4,
please.
descriptive.
Emmanuel Oyediran. Yes, try. Emmanuel Oyediran. An article attempting to convince readers to boycott a store chain.
Persuasive.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Persuasive.
Okay, thank you. You can mute your device. Thank you. So I think there are still some questions, but I think I should just go to other matters at hand. Please mute your device. Emmanuel, please mute your device. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So let me go back to my slide. Okay, so that was not to score you. That was just to be sure that I'm in tune with you and you're understanding the forms of writing, okay? So now there's a tool we use as teachers for writing and it's called shared writing, okay? You can also do it with your friends. You can also do it with your friends. It will help you to write together, okay? Now, what is shared writing? Shared writing is a tool, and in shared writing, pupils collaborate with the teacher to jointly construct a written text. The teacher acts as a scribe, prompting, questioning, and supporting the students as the text is shaped. Shared writing can be employed as a whole class or small group strategy. So you can do this if you're not so sure, you're not so courageous to believe that you can make a good writer or you can write so well. You can do this. You can put yourself in groups. Okay, for example, Deborah, Mesoma, and Joy can come together and say, okay, I'll write this part, you write the next part, you write the next part, but still about the same story. And then at the end of the day, you look at it together as a group, you critique it, you judge it, you score yourself, you see what is right, you see what is wrong. Now, let's give it a try. What would be a creative writing class if we do not write creatively? So let's go. I want you to send me charts. Start a short story using this setting. Start a short story using this setting. Yes, I want to see charts. We'll join it together. Someone said take notes. Okay, no problem. So start a short story using this setting. Send me your charts. I want to see it. Send your chat to everyone. Don't send to me personally. Send it to everyone. Yes, I'm waiting. So this is a form. Let me get my, okay, let me write on it. Okay. So to save our time, yes, I'm waiting for a chat. But while the chat is still coming up, let me hear somebody just start off the story. Emmanuel Ibinola, can you please speak? Emmanuel Ibinola, can you speak? Okay, what about Enoch? I don't want to believe that some people just are trying to be shy. Okay, what about Infinix Hot 5? Can you speak?
Okay, I can speak.
Okay, who is speaking to me?
So from this set now, from this set now, see, it was very, on a rainy day, everywhere was soothing and quiet.
It was a rainy day,
and everywhere was wet and muddy or something.
Okay.
Everywhere was wet and muddy.
Thank you. Next person, Feyi Jimmy. Oluwa Feyi Jimmy. Continue from where he stopped. This is what shared writing is about. So Feyi Jimmy, continue from where he stopped. Because of time, Feyi Jimmy, if you're not available, I'm going to call on the next person. Olashukbo Deborah or Deborah Momo, either of the Deborahs, who wants to help me? Using this setting. This setting looks creepy. Okay, Deborah Momo, let's go. Continue from where it stopped.
Okay, ma, looking at the scenic view, it was soothing and calming to my nerves.
Okay, one more and we'll edit. Oni, I thank you, Deborah. Oni, do you want to help us? Oni Ayomide or Igbani? Who wants to help us? Continue. Just one more sentence and we'll go into editing. Okay. Some people are just incognito. Okay. Joseph William, yes, give me the third sentence. Yes, Joseph. Hello.
Suddenly, the lake started to overflow and caused a flood.
Thank you. Usually, if I was having this with personally with I would say, okay, you edit yourself. Think what could have been better. But because of our time, I'll just go straight to the point. Okay, it was a rainy day and everywhere was wet and muddy. It was a rainy day. Everywhere was wet and muddy. It was soothing and calming to my nerves. What was soothing and calming to your nerves? Those are the ways your sentences become complex sentence, okay? Because now you're all giving me simple sentences. How does your sentence become complex? It's by adding bits and parts. Where, when. It was soothing. What was soothing? Okay, I think she mentioned the scenic view. The scenic view was soothing and calming to my nerves. Suddenly, the lake started to overflow. Suddenly, unexpectedly, the lake started to overflow and caused a flood. Okay, at this point, I expected that I said use a setting doesn't mean that everything you write about this thing will be only setting. I expected somebody to have put a character in it. The scenic view was soothing and calming to my nerves. I watched it quietly with my best friend. This was our favorite part of town. We loved to sit here all night and watch as the birds flew across the tree and the crickets. We could hear the crickets. So those are the things that build writing. Don't just make one simple sentence. Make complex sentences. What, where, when, how, with who. Those are things that build your story. And you see that because we're doing it together, what happened? We're able to edit it better. Okay, so shared writing is very nice. Like I said, pair yourselves. You can have a group. The way you have a group that when you are together, you gist and talk about BB Naija and talk about what happened on IG. I'm sure you have a group. There's nobody here that doesn't have a group. I have a group that I gist with, whether formally or informally. So you should have a group where you do some serious things with, things that will build your future, things that you should have that group, okay? Because of our time, we'll not go into this, okay? So tips for creative writing, which is, let's go into that. Number one, if you don't read, you can't write. There's no two ways about it. If you're not seeming really creative, or I don't think I sound creative enough, it's because you're not reading a lot. Okay, now let me look at the charts. On a cold, windy evening, lovely. On the brink of doom, okay. Lovely, that changes the whole tune of the story. It starts on a sad note. You know that something bad is about to happen. The scenic view, lovely. Danger Lake. Okay, but that's not a sentence. A great evening at the dark lake. Not great, maybe a dark evening, one dark evening, okay, at the dark lake, or one dark evening at the infamous lake, okay. The quiet sunset. I had taken a stroll that evening with my younger sister. Lovely, okay. Joy gave it a topic. Lovely, nice. So these are things you can do on your own. These are things you can do on your own. The more you do it, the more you build your creativity. So number one, like I said, tips for creative writing. If you don't read, you can't write. And when I say don't read, don't say, okay, but I watch them in movies. I watch them in movies. No. There's something about books. In fact, I've heard a lot of people say that when they read Harry Potter and they watch the movie, that you can't compare it. In fact, people have said Game of Thrones, that if you read the book and you watch the movie, you can't compare it. Why? Because when you read it, that's when you will catch the emotions that were happening. That's when you catch the thoughts. They'll be able to put the thoughts. Oh, what was that Lannister thinking about when he was about to kill his father? Those are the things you will find in a book. But a movie will not express those parts. In a movie, all you will see is that he came, he killed his father, and that was all. But in a book, they would express his thoughts, what led to him, how he thought about the things his father did to him, why he hated his father, the things the father is in a book, you would find that. And the more you do it, the more your creativity comes alive. Like I remember when I was in secondary school, even as the next day is WAEC, M and B. I don't know if they're still reading M and B now. I don't know if it's still existing. Please, is it still existing? I don't know. So those days, even if they tell you that the WAEC is this morning, I'll say, bring it. I'll just scan. I'll scan. I'll finish. I'll open my textbook. I'll put it inside. I'll just look at the beginning, the middle, and the end. Oh, my sister. I don't think there's any romance story I've not cooked up in my head. All that is left is for me to write them into a book. Oh, I was traveling yesterday. I saw somebody at one of the managers of the travel agency I used, and the man was I was like, gosh, I think when God created this guy, God just said, get a popcorn, sit down and watch. So those are, how come I'm thinking in such ways? That's how come my thinking has such expression. I'm not saying negative or positive, but how come my thoughts have those expressions? It wasn't built by myself. It was built from books, from taking things in, movies, but the best way to get vocabulary is from books. For example, one of you used cynic. If you have never seen cynic before, you will never know cynic exists. So if you don't read, you can't write. There's no magic about it. If you think you are struggling with writing, very likely you're not reading enough. The next one, model text. A good way of writing is get a simple text online or wherever or a short story. Maybe just read a short story by Chinua Achebe. Imitate it. That's what I mean by model text. Imitate it. Imitate it. Just change some few words or change the ending of the story. Imitate it. From that, you will become excellent. Even when I teach children in primary school, I teach primary school, we do a lot of imitation. Before we now get to the level by year 3, year 2, by year 2, we start telling them to extend the story. By year 3, we start telling them to create their story. But it doesn't come from nowhere. By year 1, what we expose them to is imitating a story. So they read Little Red Riding Hood, they write their own version of Little Red Riding Hood, or they extend the story. We are doing it deliberately. That's why you would see them, they will start using words that are beyond their age. Okay? Or they read a book like, what's this popular book, this popular story? It's not Captain Underpants. This boy that was bullied in school. I've forgotten. But something like Malcolm in the Middle, is it Doc Diaries or I've forgotten. But the more children read that, they are building their vocabulary. So a lot of you are already even in secondary school. Do you read books of your level? Do you read secondary texts? I'm not saying textbooks now, I'm saying fictional story books. Do you read all those? I'm not saying read only romance. If you read only romance, believe me, your vocabulary is also still limited. The only thing you will know is, oh, he hugged her, he held her, they looked into their eyes. But if you want to know how to write like, you want to write scientific, you want to write science fiction, read them, imitate them, change the words, just change it, okay? The way our Nigerian producers do, that they would see a movie and they would change it to the Niger version. It's part of it. The more they keep doing it, they will improve and they'll start thinking of stories that apply to our own part of the world. So model text is good. You can do that personally on your own. Number 3 is write about everything and anything, even as simple as a diary. I remember that's how I started writing. That's how I started building interest in writing. My sisters know I have so many. Some of them I still know where they are. I wrote them since secondary school. I'll write them. I'll make lock and padlock for it so that nobody should open it when I'm not there. So diaries, keep journals, write about everything and anything. Oh, somebody offended you, write it. But the more you keep doing it, you'll just be shocked that your writing skills have really improved. People will read and they'll say, wow. And then that's how people write online, and before you know it, the text becomes viral. You see it everywhere. People are reading it because they've learned how to, but it didn't start in one day. So don't expect yours to just happen, boom. It's continuous writing. Number 4, don't overthink it. Hey, if I write it on, is this one nice? I don't think it's nice. Oh, let me. The world does not belong to people who think about something. The world belongs to people who did it, who is doing it. That's the person the world belongs to. So you can think forever. If you don't put it down on paper, if you don't write about it, if we don't see your articles, we will not know you are there. So don't overthink it. Don't, I want to take it to a publisher. When the publisher sees it, when my friends look at it and commend it and say it's fantastic, that's when I will know I'm ready. No, don't overthink it. Write about everything and anything. Number 5, edit and proofread. Look at what we just did now. Just 3 sentences we wrote. We edited it. We made it better. So for example, you're in secondary school and you're writing an article, you're still using words like big, small. No, you shouldn't be using such words. You should deliberately pick up a dictionary, look for synonyms, bigger words of that word you are using. That's what makes you sound intellectual or make you sound smart. You want to write an article and you want to sound smart. How do you do it? Your synonyms, your use of words, you must deliberately, after writing something, go and check synonyms of that. In fact, Microsoft has made life so easy for us. Microsoft has made life easy for us. These days, if you're even typing on a Word document, you can click on it and you right-click synonyms, and you see so many other words you could use instead of that word, okay? So edit your work, even you yourself, edit it. Don't wait till you've written 500 sentences before you say, okay, now it's time to edit. You'd stress, that would be really stressful. Edit and proofread as you go along. Then number 6, get an accountability partner. Like I mentioned, shared writing, work in groups. Have somebody, even if it is one person, that you know, okay, I think I want to take this thing serious. You will always write at every point in your life. If you are not writing an article by yourself, just willingly or voluntarily, at work, they will ask you to write something, even if it is minutes of a meeting. Or at work, they'll say, okay, please write this proposal for us. Write this. You will always need to write. So don't delude yourself and say, no, me, I'm studying mechanical engineering. I have no business with that. I assure you, don't wait till you get to 40 or 30 and you're saying, I remember somebody was teaching us and said I should build my writing skills. Don't wait till then. You always need to write. Number 7, I decided to put this. Reduce TV and computer time. That's the problem of a lot of young people. That's the problem of a lot of young people, of which I'm still there. Don't say Ms. Barra is 50 years old. I'm still a young person. But and me, my own problem is not even TV, because I don't even have a TV in my house. But you see this social media, my God, I'm practically, before you know it, you're just like, what have I done with my day? In fact, you have not eaten, you've not done anything meaningful. In fact, the basics of life, you've not done it. Not to talk of, I want to be a creative writer. You've not even gone there. Those things are addictive. They are. So cut it. cut it. Be deliberate about cutting it. One deliberate method to use to cut off all those things is have a timetable. Have a timetable. Follow it. Like I mentioned before, have an accountability partner. Tell somebody, don't hide it. If you hide it, nobody can hold you accountable. Tell somebody, oh, by the end of this week, I want to read 5 novels. One will be sci-fi, one will be romance, one will be historic, one will be a biography. What happens? You know, especially somebody that you know will ask you 1 week later, okay, Tommy, how far now? How many books have you read today? You know, there are people like that. I have a friend like that. Once you mistakenly tell her, don't worry, I will read a book every week. Don't worry, she will remind you. So have that kind of person that will remind you. And when you know that person is on your neck, you will know you need to reduce the time that wastes your day. Okay? So reduce that. Then know your grammar. Know your grammar. Yes, I've seen it, Miss Alice. 5 minutes, right? Know your grammar. I've seen it. 5, know your grammar. Now, when we say know your grammar, I remember those days growing up. And sometimes I look at the children I teach today and I'm like, I hope these people know the significance of why they are learning each subject they learn. That's why when I laugh when people say education is a scam. Don't worry, don't go now. Go and study paper selling in one place. Then you will know the difference. This grammar, you know one thing, it's later that I started focusing on creative writing that I discovered the importance of grammar. I didn't know it when I was in school because we're not taught in a way that we knew the application of what we were learning. You see, when you're in primary 1, they will first start with nouns, verbs, adjectives. You need to know those things. In fact, you want to write and you want to write well, you need to know them. If you notice you're not good with them, please, there's no shame in it. Go and buy a grammar textbook, all those, mastering English, buy it, study them. What is it? Noun, common noun, proper nouns. Because you see some people you use wrong words, wrong adjectives. Oh, I saw a beautiful water bottle. Which one will I use that is really very off? Because they don't know the importance of grammar. You need to know simple sentences, complex sentences. I'm not saying this as you need to know it as if I want to be a writer. No, you don't even need to be a professional writer. You want to write minutes at your place of work. You want to write your WAEC papers. You need to know your grammar. You need to. Speech marks, how to use speech marks, how to use commas, how to use columns, how to use exclamations, how to use full. You need to know. A lot of people these days, even adults at work, they'll write sentences, no full stop, no comma. They just be writing. Brrr. Grammar is really important. You can't talk about writing without talking about grammar. So if you notice that your tense, sometimes people too don't know when to use past tense and present tense. All those things are embedded in grammar. If you notice you are not so good at it, people are always correcting it, then go and pick up a grammar textbook. Learn it yourself. Learn it yourself till you and master it. Now, let me just give you some ideas for short stories, okay? So I'm going to drop this slide in your Google Classroom so you can still have access to it. So these are some, I'll just mention 2 or 3. And as night became day, he started to understand the truths. Now, go and write the rest. So you are right. This is just the beginning. As night became day, he started to understand the truths. That's a beginning. Add an original scene to the last movie you watched. Okay? Okay. So add an original scene to the last movie you watched. Tell the story of a scar. A group of children discover a dead body. Write about a time you lost. Write about your biggest fear. These are all writing ideas. So don't wait to think, okay, what do I want to, that's how some people spend 10 years trying to think, okay, what do I want to write about? We have already given you ideas of how many did I even write here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7. Imagine you pick one each day. Before you know it, you just want to, you write pretty well. Have you thought of writing a book? Have you thought of writing online so people can see it? Content creating is a big job these days. A lot of people, both personally and as a company, they pay people to be content creators. People who write. It's a paid job. So don't think this is just okay for, no, it's a paid job, a good paying job. So those days have gone when they'll say, oh, if I want to earn a lot, I need to be a share worker. I need to be, you don't need to. You don't need to work in Chevron to make good money these days, but you need to be creative. You definitely do. So you can talk about a scar, okay? So these are some writing prompts for you. If you go online, you will see a lot. And that is the end. Thank you. I hope I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you about creative writing. God bless you. Thank you.
Ms. Barra, that was wonderful. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
coming
You're
here,
welcome. You're
honoring
welcome.
our request. Thank you. So I noted down a few things that are very vital. Now she said, if you don't read, you can't write. So that is a very vital point. You really have to read so many books, to own and to improve your writing skills. Also, you have to keep a journal. Yes, that I do a lot. I have so many journals, in fact. But Ms. Barra, I would use half a journal, I'll dispose it, I'll carry a new one. I have like 10 journals. They are incomplete.
That's me. That's me too. That's me. And there's no issue about that. There's no problem. You know the thing, you are doing it gradually now. You think, oh, I'm just wasting jotters. It will shock you. 5 years, 10 years from now, somebody will say, wow, it's not that Alice I used to know. But the time you were wasting jotters and nobody knew that. That was the process. Everything in life has a process. Everything in life. There was once a time Messi was on the streets of, where is he from now? Playing football on the street. Who knew him? But he was going through the process. And now we all know him. He's a superstar footballer. Everybody wants him. There's a process. So don't pity the jotters. Use it. Right. It's the process. The day is coming that you're an excellent writer. People will start thinking it fell on your head from the sky. It didn't fall. You went through a process. So that's it.
Yeah. So we really need to practice, practice, write and write to improve your writing skills. Thank you so much, Ms. Barra. So I don't know if you have questions. If there's anybody who has any question for Ms. Barra, you just signify by raising your hand on the platform. Then we'll call you. Let's do that quickly. So I'm going through now to see if there's any hands raised. No questions. So I guess we understand everything Ms. Barra shared with us. Okay, so Ms. Barra is going to send her slides to us, right? Ms. Barra?
Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
Okay. So
Yes,
we'll get your
yes,
slides then. Thank you very much. So in the absence of nothing, I think we can end the meeting. Sorry, we took 28 minutes more of our time. We didn't start on time. That was part of it. So we'll see you guys on Monday for our next class on Telegram. Thank you very much for showing up. We can say our goodbyes to Ms. Barra now. Thank you, Ms. Barra. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Goodbye, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Hello.
All right. So can we meeting now? Yes, Choma.
Oh, someone just dropped a message on the chat.
Oh, okay.
That is music
Okay, so what's
writing.
Oh, does music inform writing?
Okay, someone asks, is music a form of writing? Yes, it is. It is. I'm sure you know that there are some people who write songs. They don't make the tune. Do we know make the tune? Who are muted? Hello, can you hear me, Alice?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Do we know that some people do you know that there are some artists that don't write their songs? I remember who's there here recently? Frank Sinatra, very old singer. They said he never wrote one song himself. You see Blue, he was very popular. People like Beyonce, they pay a lot of people, as in they pay them good money to write. So, but some people write and some people compose. Writing is different from composing. Some people actually compose tunes, like all this Mozart and Beethoven we hear of. A lot of them are just tunes. Like what's one of these popular ones? Dun, 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 all those classic music, they are just tunes, no words. So if you put words into it, you've composed. So writing for music is also a form of writing. And like we said, if your vocabulary is not so big, don't be shocked. That's why we have the musicians we have today. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. You know, girl. I want you. You need me. Let's go there. Come along. Then the chorus, that's the solo. Then the chorus, come along. Let's go there. Is to see back to what we are talking about. No creativity. So they concentrate on the beat. They concentrate on the beat so that you will just dance. So once you are dancing, you will forget that the song has horrible lyrics. So you will dance and forget your sorrows. So it's part of it. But yet, they're still right. There's musicians that you hear their songs, the lyrics, the tune. One person like that is Michael Jackson of blessed memory. So it's, you look at that song. There's a choice we're making in saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day for you and me. So it's the lyrics. You want the difference is too clear, and those are people that years and years, generations from now, will still know their songs. So you can choose which type of musician you want to be. From still back to the same thing you're talking about: creativity, vocabulary. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much for that response. That was fantastic. Thank you. So in the absence of any of that question, I think we are good to go. Thank you so much. So we can exit the meeting now. Meeting will be ended. Choma can do that. Thank you very much. Bye. See you guys on Monday on our Telegram platform. Yeah.